Kotor, Montenegro was absolutely stunning. I didn't realize that it would look like this. Such a beautiful port. We had to go into the bay to get to this port, and the bay and the port were surrounded by mountains. And we actually there was no stop for the ship, so we actually had to take a tender from the ship to the port. The ship was only meant to be here for half a day. I'm not sure why. It was leaving at 2. So I didn't plan anything. I figured I'll just walk around in the town. And the town was spectacular. It felt like I was being transported back into time. It was really nice to just walk around in the town, just to look at the old buildings and to see the locals. It did get a bit busy for me, like there was too much people. So I decided, and I didn't want to be at the market because I wasn't planning on doing any shopping or really spending any money. So I decided to walk, and it was also very hot. So I decided to walk on the other side of the port. I saw that there were some trees and shade. I just wanted to get away from the busyness. So I just walked around the port. It was really beautiful, looking at the bay and all the boats and the houses. And then I figured, okay, I have a couple of hours. Let me see if I can hike, because there were a couple of hikes up the mountain. But then, as I was walking to the trail, one of the locals, there was actually a lot of locals that were doing boat tours, and they were quite forceful. And I didn't want to do any of these tours because I knew that I only had limited amount of time. But then this one local persuaded me. He said, I explained the situation, and he said he promises that he'll get me back to the boat on time. And I kind of like just went with my gut, and I had a good feeling about it. And because we only had maybe like 2 hours, he gave me quite a discount. So I told him that I only have so much cash on me, because I usually don't travel with cash. I use my card. And then he said, it's fine. I can give him whatever I have, and he'll take me around, and he'll get me back to the boat. And I think I only had like $60 on me. And he was like, no, that's fine. I was lucky enough to be the only person on this small little tender boat. And he took me around in the bay. We stopped at this one town where I could also just walk around for about 10 minutes. Beautiful town. I got some nice pictures. He took me into this one place that they used to use back in the day to hide a submarine. And then he also took me to this one place. It's like a lagoon where the water turns like a lovely crystal blue color. We weren't there for very long because, like I said, we had limited time. He also just took me around the bay. It was very fun just to be on this boat and just admire the views. I was a bit panicked because I was like, I need to get back to the boat. And at this time, we were quite far out. And I was starting to think, I was beginning to wonder, like, am I actually going to make it? But luckily, I made it in the nick of time. And I was very happy that he kept to his word. And because we were on such a small tender, he literally dropped me right at the wall of the port where the ship's tender boat was about to leave. So I could quickly just climb the ladder up the wall and then run to the tender. And I literally got to the tender at like 5 to 2. And I just found out that the tenders, they don't wait for anyone. So if you miss the tender, it's on you. My heart was beating so fast, and I literally made it to the tender at 5 to 2. And the tender was on time. It left at 2 o'clock. So there was also a couple of people that I think they did the hike, and they were running towards the tender. to catch the tender, but everybody got the tender in time. And then the tender drove back to the boat. And I was just so relieved that I made the boat, and it got me thinking. I was like, I wonder what would happen. What would have happened? Like everything that I own is on the boat. I would have literally been screwed if I'd missed this tender. Lesson learned to just never live on the edge like that again, because I mean, I could have missed the tender, and then what would have happened? I would have had to maybe see if I could catch a flight to meet the boat at a different port. You know the phrase, the ship has sailed? I guess that's where that phrase came from, because I definitely won't take a chance like this in the future again. But I'm glad that I had a fun adventure and I got to make the most out of the half day at that port. And I got to see that beautiful port. And I really hope to maybe visit Montenegro one day again. And the ship that I was on was the Celebrity Constellation. It was a 9-night European cruise. So if you're interested, you can go check out that video. Be sure to watch the rest of my videos, my Europe videos. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.